And we are back. All right, Rook.
Oh, it's time.
We're doing this.
Last week, our magnificent bastards worked together to identify and locate one Jacob Smith, engaged to one Catherine McLean, as the werebear who recently killed someone outside of London. Cecil follows Jacob out into the countryside until he changes back to human form and heads back home. The rest of the team goes and gets some sleep. Vanessa encounters a teenager on the streets who looks like she's homeless. Elizabeth Danes. She asks Vanessa for help since her parents are dead and a blue, usually invisible monster is following her. Vanessa brings Elizabeth to Rick's penthouse through some trouble with the doorman, and then Vanessa promptly overdoses and passes out. Nathan and Rick in the morning, later in the morning, find Vanessa passed out after they wake up and they attempt to treat her, but they send her to the hospital in an airborne ambulance. Victor decides to pay the werebear a visit all by himself. While there, Victor makes Jacob an offer that he can't refuse. Jacob promptly refuses. The cell meets at a coffee shop to discuss their options regarding the werebear and then head back to Rick's penthouse. Vanessa, after waking up, signs herself out of the hospital and also heads back. The street is completely blocked off by police. There are 5 fluidless bodies in the lobby, and the team is trying to find a way to get back inside to save the girl from presumably the blue, mostly invisible monster that's in there.
And that's where we're going to pick back up, I guess. So, Victor at this point has already taken a step back to go ahead and make a couple of phone calls to try and get you guys in. So we're going to pick back up with Vanessa and Rick here, who are at the front door.
Go correctly, this cop was like pushing on me and I was pushing back and Rick was desperately trying to defuse the situation.
I had just, while trying to talk myself through the front door, dropped to him that I was aware of what was in the lobby, despite the fact that there's no line of sight from here.
Exactly. And he was questioning you on that.
So Rick says, yeah, you've not been doing a great job. Paparazzi already have photos. There's actually active footage rolling right now in your lobby.
He tilts his head and presses on his walkie. Search the building. There's somebody in there that does not have authorization. Pull them out as soon as you find them.
It's funny you think it's a person. Look, I need to get to my penthouse. My niece is up there. I don't know what's in this building, but I need to get upstairs to my niece. She's home alone, and my alarm sensor is malfunctioning.
So at this point, you are kind of trying to push him. So I'm going to go ahead and make a social engineering roll here.
So that is both an asset and a specialization.
Yep. I am going to roll resolve plus composure here to try and have him keep cool while you push at him.
So I'm going to assume manipulation plus persuasion and then a bonus die and then I'm 9 again, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I believe
so that's persuasion, manipulation. I'm 9 again. And I believe because of my level of professional training, I can spend a willpower and make this rote.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, let's do that. Can I do 9 again and rote? It won't let me pick both on the sheet, so I'll just have to manually.
Just do 9
roll.
again and then we count.
Yeah. So,
it's a limitation of the.
All right, and then I get a bonus die because of the specialization.
Well, you already beat him. So.
Go for exceptional.
I am. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 failures. 5 failed dice. So
and you
I will
roll those.
now. So now this is a normal.
This has
simple
9 again
roll,
still.
and then this has 9 again still.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh.
Just not rote anymore.
Okay, so 9 again, simple roll, 5 more dice, 1 more success. Man, that was
So
that
close
was
to accept.
so close. So 4 successes total.
The guy.
I'll say, look, I'll avoid your lobby. I've got my own entrance. I just need through the perimeter. I promise not to mess up your crime scene. I just got to get upstairs.
He points directly at Vanessa. You stay here. Points at Rick. You with me. Don't stray from my eyesight. And he kind of, not really pulls you, Rick, but he does kind of usher you much more quickly, and
I'll follow.
He doesn't look at you fully or look where he's going. His eyes are kind of locked with Vanessa's.
He's like watching me the entire time.
Pretty much.
So I guess he's following me a little bit, but also making sure I'm not headed to the crime scene.
Yes.
So I'll take one of like the private entrances around side or something. So I'll kind of move around side. I'm gonna go to the opposite side of the hotel where we currently have somebody spider climbing. So I'm gonna go to he's on the right. I'm going to the left side to like a private entrance around there.
And on that note, the one spider climbing.
Segues for the
Here
win.
we go.
Mm-hmm. So we're gonna need that sweet, sweet parkour.
Parkour.
Oh my. And don't forget that he's getting the first 25 feet up the building for free.
How could I forget?
And this is kind of important. He wants to get up there quick, so I'm going to risk a willpower for the dice and the 9 again.
Okay. Also, Rick, you live in this building, so you're probably the quickest person I could ask. How tall is this building?
Oh, it's like 7 or 8 stories, right? We checked it.
Okay.
It's got 14 floors.
14. Okay, I don't know what I was thinking. I haven't slept a lot.
I just looked it up. But the one right next to it only really has like 5 or 6 floors, but they're still like the same height. I don't know.
Floors is a very inaccurate measurement. Let's just go with that.
You can probably assume the one he's climbing is, 140 feet ish. If it's the equivalent of 14-ish stories.
So, are you going? You're going up the building next to it, correct?
That's right. He's not going to try to climb up a building that is currently under police lockdown. And that's kind of the point, is to go around the police lockdown, because they're not locking down the place next to it as hard, because that's not where the crime scene is.
100%. Well, with 4 successes. That's how many feet per success is it again?
It isn't, as far as I'm aware, a feet per success for climbing.
Okay.
It might be. I don't know. That's on you.
I'm going to say with 4 successes, you're able to make it up, honestly. You maybe don't get to do a backflip as you ascend to the very top, but you make it up there gracefully.
Cecil literally ran up the first 25 feet of the wall and then Spider-Man'd at the rest. And so Rick had given him the access card for the roof entrance.
Yeah, you have the roof entrance access card.
So he's just gonna, as soon as he gets up on top of that hotel, there's that like glass piece that joins the 2 buildings. He can just run straight across and into the roof access door.
And as I'm walking, I'm gonna text him quick directions from the roof access to where she is, since I know what room she's in, and then from there to the panic room.
So, that leaves Nathan and Nora.
Nathan is going up a different building. He wants as much view of the entirety of the target building as he can. Like as many floors as he can see, including Rick's. That way he can keep eyes on everything.
So likely one of the buildings across the street then.
Yeah.
Are you just going in nonchalantly and just going to try to get your way to the top of the building, or are you?
Pretty much. He has a backpack with some special stuff in it, so he's gonna be walking like he knows what he's doing, like he belongs here.
Nora?
I'm gonna set up a drone, so I'm gonna like hide in the alley somewhere behind the building next door and set up a drone to see what I can see from the outside upstairs.
All right.
Hopefully there's an open window or something.
That would be on Rick. Would Rick leave windows open?
No, not on my floors.
Can drones throw rocks? Just kidding.
You can run drones through windows.
If you ask me in advance, your drone can shoot guns, but I need a heads up.
Gods.
That is a very specific type of drone.
Yeah.
All right. Well, likely, in all likelihood, Cecil's going to be the first one to get to the door and get down the stairs. You do get that text message that Rick sent you, kind of giving you a navigational layout of the room she was in to the panic room.
Very good.
I think I had her in the downstairs, and the panic room would be in the upstairs, because the upstairs is where Rick's stuff, like that's where he keeps his things, and guests are kept on the bottom floor, on the first floor. So it'd be a bit of a distance to cover. They wouldn't be close, but.
So with that knowledge, are you making a beeline straight for the room that Rick gave?
Cecil wants to go to where she is, so that's where he's headed first. As soon as he's in, though, like in the penthouse itself, it's time to go quiet and try not to be noticed. So he's not going to run straight to her. He's going to be listening and sneaking.
Okay. Go ahead and give me your perception check. And then we will go ahead and do your stealth check.
That's resolve composure, right?
Yes.
Wits composure.
Wits composure. And thank you, trained observer, for the 9 again.
Mm-hmm.
And he gets 1.
On the last die.
Oh, whoops. That's not the right skill. It's not gonna... I'll go ahead and re-roll just because I accidentally rolled survival, but... Whew.
Oh, even less.
All right.
Still enough.
And now I need your stealth, as you don't hear anything. However, does it hear anything?
Eat that!
Exceptional. An exceptional success. Excellent.
And that's that urban stealth specialty for you.
All right. It does not hear. As you move throughout the penthouse, it's silent. Outside of the occasional whimpers of what you assume is the girl. As you essentially make it to not the doorway of the room that you need to go into, but the adjacent hallway's door room. That's when the blood-curdling scream of the girl is going to be heard.
Time to go fast.
At this point, I want to check in on Vanessa, who has now been somewhat left alone now that both Rick and this cop are no longer in visual range, so to speak.
Yeah, imagine as the cop goes like around the corner, I'm just like waving goodbye, coyly, and then as soon as he's no longer watching me, I'm gonna try to like get a look at these look at this crime scene now.
As you kind of move into the lobby, you're able to see the shriveled up bodies. There aren't any forensic on site at this very moment. Place is cordoned off. However, nobody's giving it necessarily a watchful eye right at this very moment. So if you want to approach them, I mean, it is certainly possible. You just got to go underneath the yellow tape.
Do I like, aside from like a bunch of like bodies here, do I like see like anything like out of like the ordinary here? Or
Outside of the fact that they are completely drained of all liquid?
yeah.
You know, other than the almost normal stuff.
The place...
I don't know. Like maybe an item out of place or something.
Actually, it's the exact opposite. This thing, whatever did this, was fast enough, stealthy enough, or strong enough that basically it was able to latch onto these people and drop them right where they stood without a fight, from what it looks like.
Cool. I'm gonna leave the bodies alone. But I'm gonna go around, I'm gonna like check out the apartments just itself, like the hallways and whatnot.
Going up by the stairs or elevators, because the elevators would probably need
I'm probably not gonna like. I'm probably gonna go around with the stairs and whatnot. Like going like I'm not trying to like get up to like Rick's apartment. I'm like looking like around like the murder like site, like trying to like see if anything's like out of the ordinary like around here.
Well, as you take the staircase and you obviously try to make your way into the second floor, one quick glance through essentially you're going through a service type staircase. As you look through the door that would lead straight into the second floor, you immediately see the back of 2 to 3 cops as they move throughout the building. It looks like they're still trying to clear it completely. If you were to take a guess.
I think Vanessa's getting a bit bored. Yeah. I'll leave this all to Rick, and I'll go back, I guess, like downstairs and check on all the others down there. I think it's just Nora, right?
Yes, it would just be Nora. So we'll just go ahead and check in on Nora at this very moment. It's the same as Vanessa. So the drone's up in the sky. You're getting kind of the same view as Vanessa did, but from the outside. Each floor, you eventually see 2 to 3 cops paired together and very systematically sweeping. Anytime you see somebody that isn't a cop, they are immediately pushed back into their room if the cops are there. They are very much trying to keep people out of the hallways.
Okay. Can I go up as far as to see inside Rick's apartment?
Yeah, I will go ahead and say this drone probably has that range, knowing the amount of money Rick obviously spent on it. You do see Cecil, but you don't see into the room that has the girl. It looks like that might be more of an interior room.
Mm-hmm.
You see him moving very, very slowly, stealthily. So you know he's not trying to draw attention. Outside of that, as as the drone makes a circle around the building. You can't really see anything else. Rick's apartment looks empty outside of Cecil. And that's about the time that Vanessa shows up.
I'll just like shrug. Is like anything?
No, I can see Cecil, but nothing else.
There's some dried up dead dudes on the first floor.
Yeah, I got some really gnarly photos of that.
Yeah, it looked pretty nasty.
Like,
I
and
reckon this is
my
gonna be a
character
fun
is
one.
smiling is like, yeah, it's nasty. Yeah.
Anything from Cecil or Rick?
I haven't heard. Have you heard?
Nah.
Now, I imagine Rick is probably got his camera up on his phone of the room that the girl is in, watching, waiting in case something. Because he pinned the room down, texted Cecil, and is probably and a very important question. So that cop was kind of trailing a bit and was paying a lot of attention to Vanessa. What kind of lead over him do I have? Like, is it enough that I could very reasonably like pop the door open, slip in, and shut it behind me, knowing he doesn't have a key, and lose him?
He's roughly about 2 to 3 steps behind you.
Okay, so probably not without like physical confrontation or
No.
blowing my chance. Okay.
Now, since you are watching your phone, your camera of that room shows nothing outside of what I had told you last time.
Just her sticking out from under the bed a little bit.
That is up until the bed literally lifts up onto one side and gets thrown against the side wall, leaving her completely exposed from where she would be under the bed.
I don't know where I am at this point, like how far I've made it, but if I'm anywhere other than caught in the elevator, I'm immediately sprinting.
I would assume the elevator ride probably takes the longest trail, so
Probably.
I would assume you're probably in the elevator, getting ready to land at this point
Okay.
on your floor. Nathan.
Mhm.
In this time frame, you've gotten some odd looks, but nobody has deigned to question you.
Supposed to be here. Why would they?
Give me a presence plus... This is almost stealth, I would say, to an extent. Trying not to be noticed, but
Okay.
acting like you look like you belong there, hence the presence.
Right. Okay, that's fine.
It's an odd roll.
It is an odd roll. 1 success.
Even like managers kind of just look at you, give you a subtle nod. They ask you if you need anything, directions.
Nah, I'm good. Been here before. Know where I'm going.
So, you make it to the top of the building, unesconded.
All right. So when I, walk out of the door, I assume it's a door or something.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ruffle my bag, take out a wedge, and kick it under the door, so it can't be opened. And then I'm gonna go to the edge of the building, open my backpack, pull out a collapsible rifle, start unfolding it, attaching suppressor. What else?
Cool.
A sight, telescopic thermal sight, because I don't know what we're looking for. Bipod, just get set up. It'll probably take maybe a minute or two with his experience. Just
From some of the guys I know who can do this, probably like 60 to 90 seconds.
yeah.
If you're in a hurry.
And he's in a sort of a hurry. So, like I said, 60, 90 seconds, and then I'm on the edge looking at the building.
So, I'm assuming you're looking directly into Rick's apartment.
I'm going to start there, yes.
Well, the heat signature you're first going to pick up is Cecil's.
Okay.
Now, I am going to have to defer to people that might have military experience here. How good are thermal sights at picking up through walls?
The one he's got is probably going to be pretty good.
Okay.
Especially since the exterior of the building is largely glass.
Okay. So
But he's got the high dollar stuff.
you notice the girl lying on the ground, or what you would assume is the girl. You notice two people making their way up the elevator.
Bunch of red bodies. Normal.
And then a blue body making its way into the same room as the person laying on the floor.
Ah, there you are, Blue. I see you. Okay, now then. What is the closest moving red body doing?
Closest how? Closest to you, closest to her.
Closest to Blue.
Closest to Blue, laying under, it looks like laying on the floor.
No, I said moving. I assume
moving.
she's not moving yet.
I mean, some slight movement, but
Wow.
I realize that's not what you're asking. The next closest one is somebody crouched, making their way slowly towards that room. However, as this blue thing makes it to the room and throws what it looks like one-handed, like this, throws the bed off to the side, that red begins to move much more quickly.
Okay. So has Rick ever told Nathan if his glass is bulletproof?
I wouldn't know, honestly. I don't think I would know. These buildings were built a while before. Rick just bought his penthouse in the last probably like 3 to 5 years. He's been slowly outfitting it so that he's like the parent. But there's a lot of really shady people that rent in these buildings. So maybe up in the air. Like a lot of the buildings in One Hyde Park are like owned by shell companies, owned by shell companies, owned by shell companies, kind of stuff.
Mm. Okay.
So it's some shady stuff.
Well, knowing Rick, he probably has done at least something to the mirror, to the windows. So Nathan's gonna load the AP rounds and aim. If it starts to swing or whatever, he's gonna fire.
Oh.
All right. So, I want to just hop back with Rick real quick. Rick, as the elevator doors open, how quickly are you booking it past this cop?
I'm moving fast. Like as soon as the elevator doors open, like I see what happens on like I'm seeing what's happening on the camera, and I don't. Rick could probably keep his kind of face straight, but he's gonna go tensed. I don't know if he would necessarily keep his composure, but he would keep his poker face, if that makes sense. But as soon as the door opens, Rick's like, just he's booking. The elevator lands and he's booking to his entry door as hard as he can. He's
Why
like,
don't you-
I gotta get inside.
Why don't you give me a result plus composure for that one, actually?
Keep your cool.
Yes. The standard keep your cool roll.
A normal sheet roll. There we go.
2 successes. All right.
All right.
That's a fair assessment. Now, as about the time you get to the door, the cop's kind of rushing after you going, what the hell's going on? You do hear what sounds like the holster unbuckling.
I'm gonna say I don't know. I told you my alarm's messing up. Appreciate the escort as I'm like booking it.
Are these cops armed with like firearms?
This particular situation, yes, they are.
Bunch of dead bodies.
Yeah.
And they have no idea if this particular thing person is still in the building. So
he's I probably got him a little off guard with like as soon as the door opens, like it's not even getting all the way open. I'm booking it hard and fast. And I don't know how much this plays, but I'm relentless and have iron stamina. So like I'm booking it hard and fast, and if I get enough of a lead, I get to the door and I buzz my door open and I'm just like appreciate the escort. And if I have the lead, I'm gonna just pop inside and pull the door closed behind me.
as you do that, you're gonna hear him start pounding against the door and, you know, attempting to get in. However, by the time you even get in, Cecil, you have made it to the room. The girl is scrambling to the corner of the room, and you see nothing. You see that the bed has very clearly been upended and thrown to the opposite side of the room. It's literally sitting against the far wall on its side, bed frame and all. But you see nothing. Except for a girl screaming bloody murder.
So, not seeing anything, knowing he knows that this thing is like, I mean, he's heard that it could be invisible. He's just gonna try to like dart in and grab her and go. And I know that's like super risky if there's an invisible thing in the room, but he can't see if there's the thing in the room or not, so he's gonna try to get her out.
All right, so what is your defense? Because despite you not being able to see it, you're still prepared for any sort of attack, I would say.
Its defense is 6.
6, okay. So we are going to attempt a weird grapple here, because this is going to be dexterity since you're moving so quickly. -6. As you move past the center of the room, you immediately feel an arm wrap around your chest area, and then you feel another arm come up and lock around your shoulder. And at this point, it seems like whatever it was doing has faded away, and you see not the blue skin you might have thought. When you think of blue skin, you might think of somebody that has maybe frozen or, you know, turned blue from not being able to breathe. Yeah, we're talking around the color blue of your shirt there.
Dabba dee dabba die?
Yep.
The skin is very, very leathery, obvious, and exceedingly cold against your skin. About this point, you would hear the door open and close from the front of the penthouse.
Rick's hauling ass and reaching back behind his jacket and pulling his concealed carry. Because we were on our way to Werebear's house. There's no way I wasn't armed.
Yeah.
So I've got my pistol, and probably wearing my reinforced clothing, but I've got my pistol. And as I'm running, like I pull that out and I'm start screwing the silencer on, like as I'm running.
As you get to the room, you see the best way to describe it is a very, very bald, long-eared creature. You can only see its back. It is shirtless with what appears to be some sort of what might have been tailored slacks. And you can kind of see Cecil's head. And you very noticeably notice the type of headlock.
This is a 22 caliber, so I'm not worried about a through and through, plus the silencer. So I'm going to shoot it right in the back. I come through the door and I see blue leathery skin with Cecil in a hairlock and the girl in the corner. I'm pulling the trigger.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me your firearm plus dexterity.
This is also a specialization with an asset skill. So we're going to be dexterity, firearms, 9 again. You know what? We're going to go ahead and spend a willpower and make this one rote too, because I don't want to shoot my teammate or the girl. I want to make sure I get like a clean shot. And I don't know what this thing's biology is, but from the back, I'm shooting essentially like the where the heart would be in a human.
So are you actually taking an aimed shot and trying to shoot there? Because that is a specific penalty.
What is the penalty on that? Because I'm not familiar.
-5 for a heart?
I think so, 4 or 5.
No.
It's 3. 4.
More. We're just gonna go center. If that's that hefty, we're gonna go center mass.
I thought it was 3, but I could be wrong.
Might be 3.
I think it's 3.
I'll look it up.
Only
Continue.
have 5 dice. But I am 9 again and rote, so.
Heart is 3.
Heart is 3, okay. So it is a 3 dice penalty, so still not great.
Still not great, but you know what? For the first shot, I'm not gonna do rote. For the first shot, I'm just gonna shoot, and then we're gonna see what this thing does. And if it breaks grapple, then I may take a second shot. And when I've got something, I don't know. This may be the clearest shot I have coming in behind it. Let's do it. Let's shoot for the heart, and I'm gonna spend a willpower.
Or you could risk.
I can what?
Risk the willpower.
I haven't played this game before.
Yeah, so you can just spend willpower for +3 data bonus, but risking willpower lets you get some more benefits. That's unique to just Hunter. Get the exact benefits.
You can get 3 dice as well as a +1 weapon damage bonus by risking the willpower. So it's spent when you risk it, but if you succeed, you get 2 points back.
Why would I not do that then?
If you can only do it once per scene.
And it has to be directly involving the hunt.
Yes.
I feel like this qualifies.
It does.
Yeah.
So
if you do fail, though, it's a dramatic failure.
That's what we're here for. So I'm gonna spend a willpower to make it rote, and then risk my last willpower also.
I don't think you can spend more than 1 willpower in an action.
Can I not?
No.
Okay, then we'll just do the risk then, because that's the better option. So my firearms is 3, my dexterity is only 1, but I thought it was 2. I really thought it was 2. So that's 4. Specialization makes it 5. Risking the willpower makes it 8, but that's offset by the penalty, right? So we're just gonna roll at. So I'm just gonna make it. So the risking just offsets the penalty. So I'm rolling 5 at 9 again, rote.
5 at 9 again, not rote. Because
That's a failure.
All right, so that's a dramatic failure.
Oh man!
So, all right. Before you go into the dramatic failure of him firing a gun into a grapple with an innocent bystander in the corner, I'm going to pile on here. And isn't getting grappled by this thing a breaking point for Cecil as well?
We will check that at the break.
Okay.
So,
Just piling on.
it somehow hears you as you come in and whirls with Cecil, putting Cecil in between you and it. Your shot does not hit Cecil. because of the way he turned, he adjusted his body enough that you missed both of them. However, I am going to have you make a special roll here. Please. Oh, no, it's not a roll. What is your resolve?
2.
All right. I am going to make a manipulation plus persuasion roll.
Gonna try and talk its way out.
And I'm spending a point of willpower. However, the willpower isn't for a dice bonus. It's for this lovely little merit I have. So let's see here.
Ooh.
And 5 dice on 9 again, and nothing.
I do.
I don't think you.
It's an asset, so I was 9 again. But what's that?
You hear a voice.
Sorry.
You hear a voice inside your head, Rick. Shoot the girl. Shoot her. Shoot her now. However, you just hear the voice in your head. You don't feel a compulsion to do so.
Thank God.
This thing hisses slightly as it.
Cecil sees Rick just kind of like, for a brief second, and like the gun like moves to the girl briefly, and I pull it back up and pull back and pull back on. And I'm like, no, that's not a thing that's happening.
So,
But also, legitimately, like, Cecil's helpless here. He doesn't have any points in Brawl, and he's got 2 strength, which means that he's got a dice pool of 1 to try to get out of the grapple of this thing. So, like, until it lets go of him, he's not doing anything.
So at this point, I am going to need, on that very, very kind of sour note, the actual grapple check here.
I think you take a -1 penalty for not having a dot and brawl.
That's right. And
Yeah.
he's got a strength of 2, which means he's got a
Ooh.
dice pool of 1.
Well, at least it explodes. It's not a chance die. You can do it. It's the 4, 5, 10. So.
Yeah. Oh, it applied. Sorry, it applied the penalty on its own. There we go. It's 0 anyway.
So, this thing is essentially going to force you to move with it and keep you in between it and Rick, as it very clearly is trying to separate Rick from the door that he just came through.
Rick's gonna step out of the way of the door, just like 1 step, so that the door is open, and just say, let them go and get out. Only shot.
Nathan,
Hey. Well, I see some fun stuff happening in there.
and you have a high caliber rifle with armor piercing rounds.
Indeed. So,
And a bunch of cops around you.
around them, not me.
A lot of cops down on the ground level in front of him.
One cop, or one person, you don't know it's a cop, trying to get in through the front door of the penthouse.
Okay. So, my choices are shoot it or wait.
Now, realistically, you would see the difference in heat signature, so you know it has a hold of somebody.
Yeah. And I've seen the aftermath of what it does, presumably when it's holding somebody. Or at least I've heard.
Depending on how far in the interior, you may or may not see the cop. Depending on how far the interior, they are the bedroom. Since it's now canon, it's not on the exterior. It's probably not very far in the interior, And the only reason you can probably see them is because there's only probably one wall, and because it's interior, it's not insulated, and the exterior is glass. Much farther in the building than that, and the thermals are not going to probably work.
Yeah.
You can see through uninsulated walls to a degree.
Right.
With yours only because it's high money stuff. Much farther past, so you probably don't see the cop banging at my
Probably
door.
Okay, fair enough.
But you probably see us.
Yeah. So I'm gonna take an aimed shot at its arm that's around Cecil's neck.
You are going to take obviously another penalty for shooting through. You know that, right?
Through what?
The glass.
The building.
Yeah, glass
With
and
the-
wall.
Armor
Would
piercing.
the armor piercing negate the through and through on the non-armored?
Armor piercing negates. I forget the exact number actually, but
I need to know that
it ignores some durability on objects.
because I would say that probably the glass is 2 durability, 1 or 2, and then the wall's probably at least a 2 durability. So you're looking at minimum 3 durability.
Okay. I gotta look that up, but I am going to take the shot. Where would that be, actually?
Under armor piercing. While you look that up,
Sorry, yeah.
Vanessa,
You may have to look in the
Hurt Locker.
hurt locker.
No, there it is. Found it.
In the meantime, while you figure that out still,
Yeah.
Vanessa and Nora. On the ground, you saw Cecil dart into the room, Nora, and then quickly followed by Rick darting into the room.
Mm-hmm.
However, that's the best vantage point you can get with your drone at this time.
Yeah. Yeah, I just tell Vanessa,
Yeah.
Cecil
see-
made it into the room and Rick is there now too. I don't know what's going on. I can't see much.
Yeah, seeing her, I guess, like, Rick down into the room on the camera, like, well, my time to shine. And yeah, I'll go back into the building this time and make my way up the staircase. I'm probably going to be pretty late to this party, but I want to be that.
All right. I am going to pull something from Blades in the Dark, actually, and I'm going to start a clock.
You subtract the armor piercing quality from the object's durability.
Yeah, it doesn't give a number. That's what I was looking for.
So, what level of armor piercing is it, 1 or 2?
Oh, wait. The bullets?
Well, let me point out, a rapier is armor piercing 1,
Yeah.
and a stake bolt gun is armor piercing 2. Like shooting wooden stakes as armor piercing 2. So like an
My
actual.
understanding, the stake gun's actually like steel most of the time, or rare metals for.
Okay,
various
but
reasons.
even if it's a steel tipped stake,
You're talking
not-
about a 50 cal with an armor piercing round. So
Yeah.
you're probably
It's at least 2 then.
I would say it's probably 3 or 4.
Yeah, I will say 4. So, you will have 1 thing of armor piercing left.
That's
Essentially.
fine.
Are you sure about that? Are you sure that's fine?
This is going to be loud.
Nope.
You're aiming
I have
for
a
the
suppressor.
arm that's wrapped around.
Even with a
Cecil.
suppressor, it's going to be very loud.
Well, yes.
A suppressor is gonna make a 50 cal sound like a nearby 45, and a 50 cal that doesn't do a through and through can miss you by a foot and break your arm.
Well, it's
Shot
not
from several hundred feet away.
it's not a
like-
50. I'll tell you
Oh,
that.
okay.
It's not a 50.
Okay.
It's a big
Well,
game rifle.
No, it's
Okay.
normal rifle.
Oh, your normal
So you're-
rifle.
So
Okay.
you're probably like a
30-06 or something.
okay. I was gonna say because a 50 cal, even with like
That would be a bit much for this
suppressor.
situation.
Yeah.
All right. enough little gun talk here.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yes. Sorry.
Time for the roll.
All right. So we will roll. I get some bonuses for being a marksman. Through the crosshair. So my bonus from aiming, I've been aiming for a while, would be equal to my composure plus firearms, which is 3 plus 4 plus 7.
And this is while Rick may be good with a pistol, he always had Nathan behind him somewhere.
So give me that roll.
I thought I just did. It didn't go through? Well, come on.
No.
No.
I don't see it.
I'm gonna have to do it manually then? Is that it? Fine.
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 At least it wasn't just me that didn't see the roll this time.
Nope, that didn't show up.
There it goes.
5.
Oh!
Exceptional.
Oh!
All right. So
So I targeted its arm, so I assume obviously not gonna hit his neck because I'm too good for that. I'm wondering if it gives it arm wreck. That's why I was aiming for it.
you see the bullet shatter the glass. Of course, that is definitely heard by Nora, even as far from the ground as on the ground as she is. She probably immediately can see it through the drone as well as the glass shatters. Goes through the interior wall, which then, of course, Rick can hear, and slams into this creature's arm. Now, I am once again going to ask for a dexterity plus athletics check from Cecil. However, I am also going to make a dexterity plus brawl roll, and I will explain why as these rolls resolve. 1 success. Okay. For a split moment, that shot cuts its arm clean off, allowing you to stumble forward and get a little bit of distance. However, in the next moment, its body shifts and its flesh warps and is replaced with a very large, massive arm with probably 5 to 6 inch claws at the edge of it.
You made it mad.
Oops. Good luck, everyone else.
I love that it sounds like a Resident Evil monster.
Ooh.
How many more rounds do you have in your magazine?
I'll just say 4.
Really reasonable.
So,
You're also gonna have to get off that rooftop pretty quick.
Eventually.
with that, you see it calculate something in its head.
Rick's out of the way of the door.
Yeah. Its face is very much... It's human, but it's also very much pitbull-like. Severe underbite, two jutting fangs coming up out from the bottom. And it steps towards the door, but as it does so, it like shifts almost. As it steps into the shadow, it almost melds with the shadow. And in the next moment, it's gone. Even gone from your thermal.
Ooh.
I'm gonna put a bullet in the shadow, like where it disappeared from. Actually, no, I'm not. I told it if it got the fuck out, that was its chance, and it appears to be getting the fuck out. So I'm not. I am going to step out into the hallway and watch to see if the door opens.
Is its removed arm still on the ground?
For a moment, before it turns to ash and dust.
Well,
It's rude.
it's time. It's time to go. Maybe. I mean, because the cop is beating on the door, isn't it?
You two, panic room now, and I hand you my pistol.
So Cecil will grab the pistol and firmly, but also trying to be gentle, help. What's her name? Was it Catherine?
No.
Elizabeth.
Elizabeth. Try to
Catherine
get
is
Elizabeth up.
Werebear's wife.
Right. Try to get Elizabeth up, like, by the arm. He's being firm, but like also trying not to hurt her at the same time. To like, let's go.
Time to hurry.
Pretty much all of her words are, see, I'm not crazy. Finally.
We believe you. Let's go.
She isn't trying to resist or anything. As you lead her away. It's about at this point that Vanessa now gets up to the final penthouse floor and is greeted by the cop. Who is not, the cop isn't looking at you. He's still attempting to get through the door, but you do see the back of the same cop's head, and you are familiar enough with the back of their head.
No other cops around?
Nope.
Oh no.
Ugh. I want to go for a knockout.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
I knew it.
Ooh.
I knew it.
Someone left her unsupervised. I knew it was gonna happen.
Well,
It's all my fault.
What do I need to do for that?
this is just a brawl plus strength without defense. Since this is a sneak attack, he's trying to beat down a door, so he's making a lot of noise. He's not going to hear you coming.
All right. Use the sheet roll for this. Strength. Brawl. You know what? I'm gonna go spend a point of willpower on this. He was annoying the crap out of me. 3 successes, and I have a base damage of 2 on my hands.
Oh,
So
I
that's
don't know if that matters for knocking somebody out.
that's
Oh yeah. That reminds me, those 5 successes had +4 damage on them.
actually doesn't change very much here.
Okay, continue. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Well,
This is the first roll I succeeded on.
Nice.
that'd have been a hell of a headshot.
he goes down like a sack of potatoes.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'll knock on the door much more gently and like, Rick, open the door.
Except Rick's not the one that opens the door.
Roll me a perception check.
Me?
Yes, please, Vanessa.
Uh-oh.
2 successes.
Oh no.
We're going to do this.
I get to play with the blue man.
You might.
I do. I tackle. I initiate the grapple.
You hear a voice, and you see just a hint of a shadow move.
Oh, Jesus.
I smell the blood in you.
Yeah, and that's enough to set Vanessa off like a fucking spring-loaded trap as soon as somebody mentions blood to her, and she's gonna fucking tackle this thing.
All right. Defense is 10.
And oh,
My goodness. No grapple.
Much
Lol,
more.
what?
9, 10.
What?
This is gonna go bad. Oof, 6.
Were you attempting to hit or grapple?
Grapple.
This is gonna end badly.
Where you try to grab, it just isn't there anymore.
Damn it.
However,
Uh,
can you give me a, what's your resolve?
3.
Manipulation plus persuasion
Mind control.
-3.
Oh, wow.
You hear a voice in your head. Watch your friends and report back to me at a designated location. Again, you hear this voice.
Location.
Doesn't state. It seems like that would have been part of knowing.
command.
Actually, give me an occult plus intelligence here.
Is this thing
Does
some
it-
kind of
does it
vampire,
know-
by the way?
does it know
I have
it
a
didn't-
specialty that
Ye-
matters.
Your specialty in vampirism would work, yes.
Yeah. Ooh.
Does it know it failed, and do you know if it knows?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to think.
That's what he's trying to find out.
Do you know? Does it know that you know that?
3, 4. Hey man, apparently I can do that.
3 successes. All right. Now,
So far, the only 2 things Vanessa succeeded at is identifying something about something with blood and knocking out a cop. Great. I love
So-
her so much.
so Vanessa, one of the big you've had plenty of experience, run-ins, if you will, with vampires. You're not necessarily unfamiliar with Dominate. You are also familiar with, if it would have succeeded, you would have been compelled to do what it says. Your mind thinks about that for a split second and realizes that because it failed, the compulsion is the part that would have led you to the location.
Oh.
Rather than which also gives you one other pretty important piece of information here. This thing is relatively powerful in its use of this particular vampiric tradition. If it's not needing to give you an exact location and is relying on the compulsion to do that for you, for it.
The complexity and the vagueness paired together.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, can I just say I failed? I want to know where this place is.
I mean, if you would have done that beforehand.
Well, I didn't get to roll, so.
So did I see the door open?
No,
And here I did not see the door. So the door never opened.
no, it did not.
Okay. I heard Vanessa knocking,
Yeah,
saying Rick
maybe.
open up. So
Mhm.
we'll be moving towards the door. So let me know when and if and what I hear on the other side.
By the time you open the door, the cop is unconscious. Vanessa's looking around. And
Way to
there's
go.
nothing.
I'm gonna drag the cop to the elevator. 3 minutes. Press the first floor and let go. And then I'm
Always
going
wanted to hit a
to
cop.
text. That I want to be mad at you, but that might have actually worked out. And I'm gonna walk back inside and be like, let's get inside. And I'm gonna text my lawyer and be like, clean up level 10 now. And then I'm gonna head to the panic room.
Did you send a text message to everybody else?
Yeah, on the way up, like it'll be lawyer first, saying just basically like situation, penthouse, need cleanup, ASAP, high priority. I'll text Cecil and say, and then I'll text the group and just say, en route to panic room. And then and look at Vanessa and be like, what the fuck happened? What happened, Vanessa? What happened?
Something came out of the door. Said something about blood. I tried to tango with it, and it gave me the slip.
Which one of you did the cop?
Me, of course. But you think that thing could take out a cop?
Okay, I'll text and be like, apartment's clear, but messy, so that Nathan knows he can get off the roof.
All right, Nathan will text back. You need a new window, and start cleaning up.
Figured.
And I'm assuming at this point, both Nathan and Nora start to make their way up.
But could we? Because there's still cops downstairs.
Probably more on the way now that the window has blown out of the top floor of this building.
Yeah.
Has it blown out, or is there just a little hole?
Probably, honestly, there's probably a
was a
giant
bird.
hole with a big spider. If it's tempered, it depends on what kind of glass it
Look at
is.
the glass, yeah.
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 Is this like a double layer glass with like laminate glaze, or like,
It's probably tempered, so like
Could've
at a
just been a
minimum, since
bird.
it's exterior on a high rise in a downtown, it's probably tempered, and it's probably
probably
so
pretty
there's
thick as
probably
well.
there's probably just a big hole.
yeah.
So I'm not going up. I'm going to stay in a hidden, like at a coffee shop nearby, because I don't want to deal with the cops, and I don't want anything to do with this. So
It's actually at this point that I'm going to make a move for the character that's not here. Victor gives you guys the all clear that your names have been added to a select list. Select list is put in quotation marks. You should be allowed access if somebody stops you.
Neat.
Our thanks. We'll need that. We'll head up to the panic room. I can't get into it at this point because, like, it's going to be one of those things where, like, it's opened and closed, and then it doesn't open again until it's open from the inside. Like, it's done, and then that'll reset it so that it can be opened and closed again. So I'll text Cecil and say, you know, apartment seems clear. Have Vanessa coming upstairs.
Elizabeth is currently in the corner hyperventilating a little bit.
It's a panic room. There's some Xanax. Like,
Cecil is not going to be drugging people. He will be like trying to like just talk to her in a calm way and keep the gun out of sight, even though he keeps it in his hand. He's trying to keep her calm and take care of her, but who knows how well that's going to work.
Roll me manipulation and empathy. I feel like
let
that's
the dice know.
whenever there's a doubt, dice roll.
Not the best.
Not this time.
No. Nah, she's in a complete and utter panic, hysterics.
She did just come face to face.
She
with the thing that killed her
disassociated into
parents.
gibberish yet?
Pretty much, yes.
Cool.
Pat on the back. It'll be fine.
Do you open to let us in?
Yes.
Okay.
It's not too long after you get into the panic room that Nathan and Nora are gonna at least begin. They're gonna get to the elevator and, of course, be greeted with a unconscious cop.
uh
Officer down.
I'm gonna get in the elevator and push the button to go back up.
Do you leave the cop in the elevator with you?
Yeah.
Stand over him.
Yeah, like just step right over him. Like, I can't pick him up.
Excuse me,
I'm
sir.
very small.
We have an appointment with upstairs.
He's fine, right? He's probably fine.
A few hours.
Yeah, being
Ow.
unconscious like that isn't bad for you or anything.
I'll give him a cursory glance. Let's see here.
The UK has free healthcare.
2 successes.
Strong blow to the back of the head.
Okay.
Not only that, Vanessa dealt 5 points of bashing damage.
Technically, my damage is lethal. Just putting it out there.
But
I
you
probably
did-
wasn't
but you did
bashing.
You did declare preemptively that you were looking for a knockout and not a.
Yeah.
So, at the very, game-wise, he's definitely suffering, wound penalties.
The man may need to get a head wrap.
Probably got a concussion.
Need to beef up a bit now.
The man may be medically separated, but he's not dead.
He'll live, and he'll get made fun of by the rest of the force for being found sleeping in an elevator.
So, it's Nora and Nathan. It's going to take you a little bit to get back to the top floor. So let's go ahead and focus on Vanessa, Rick, and Cecil.
When they do get there from the panic room, I'll unlock the door and buzz them in.
Okay, but they're not going to get there right this moment. So
Yeah. I'm gonna give the girl an appropriate amount of Xanax for her. I'm just gonna give her like one. I'm gonna just like put a pill in her mouth and kind of like hold some water. Just give her some. She is in the middle of a full-blown panic attack that is like led to like full disassociation. I'm giving the girl some anti-anxiety meds. Just one. I'm not trying to knock her out with them. Just a Xanax, and kind of here you go, sweetheart. Calm down. It's gonna be okay. You're safe. Drink the water.
she does her best to comply, but it's not necessarily easy. As she's drinking water, it does give you a little bit of peace from the shrieking.
I'm going to with the exception of buzzing them in, Rick is sitting down to copy any camera footage from the building of us in the last 20 minutes, interior exterior, make his own copy and delete anything on building servers. I assume with my specialties and assets and the fact that I own this penthouse that I've probably already arranged that access.
Mm-hmm. That's fine.
Even if it was just paying somebody off to get it. But
Specifically-
that's the immediately concern, and probably my next 10 minutes to a half an hour, or whatever.
Specifically getting rid of the footage of Vanessa knocking out a cop.
Yeah, that's gone.
Get a copy of that.
Honestly, I'll make our own. Like,
I'm
I'll
gonna put that on
pull-
my Instagram if I can.
I'm gonna assume that like anything filmed in this building, I've got like backups of, and I'm just
Archive.
going in to I'll archive anything in my building, and then but I'm gonna go in and delete anything, all of the original for the last 20 minutes. I don't want to delete the anything before we got there.
Mm-hmm.
But definitely anything after, from when we arrived forward is gone.
So, as stated, that you're going to take probably 30 minutes to an hour, you said?
Because I'm gonna be thorough about it. So yeah, I'm gonna take my time and make sure I'm checking all the footages.
So, obviously, by that time, Nora and Nathan have made it up to the penthouse and have been let in. So, as that goes down, what exactly is going on in the penthouse at this very moment? Outside of what
Nathan-
Rick's doing.
Okay, good.
I was saying outside of what Rick's doing.
Oh, outside. Okay,
Yeah,
I was saying-
other than me, I'm
Nathan is checking all your rooms, just making sure it's all clear. Even if he can't see it with his eyes, he's got just the scope, and he's looking through the scope, looking for any sign, securing it.
Clear.
Yeah, rather than do anything productive, I think Vanessa kind of like waits around a bit, like, impatiently. Like, you've probably known her for like a while, that this would probably be a moment where she might like light up or something like that. But strangely, she doesn't seem to be doing that, and she's a bit like agitated.
I'm gonna like grab the pills off the desk and just like the bottle of Xanax and just like toss it backwards to you.
I fucking throw them at the wall.
Which actually, that's a good moment. Everybody here would know Vanessa's not the type to throw drugs at the wall angrily unless there's something far
Any
more
kind
important.
of drug.
Yes.
Yeah, maybe she's like kind of like chewing on her nails or like something.
Rick clocks it, but he's gonna let Cecil deal with that. Rick's busy.
Vanessa can be somebody else's problem for once.
Yeah, I'm busy.
I actually would imagine that Cecil would like pull out his phone and bring up like some kind of comforting kids movie to like put in front of Elizabeth to like help her.
I thought for
chill.
a moment that you were gonna say put that in front of Vanessa.
I thought about it, but you're not the victim here.
Like 5 minutes in, and I hear Winnie the Pooh, Winnie the Pooh. I'm like, what the?
I think I mentioned at one point I don't want Disney to come down on me.
I think I kept it under 15 seconds.
Anyways.
Nora is gonna ask the guys. So I feel like as soon as she sees that Elizabeth has like probably headphones in, like, you know, like, don't listen to this. Elizabeth is too traumatizing for you. But like, guys, what was that? What did it look like? And pull out my laptop out of my bag. I was like, gonna start doing research on what this is.
I couldn't see it normally through my scope.
I'd recognize one of those fuckers anywhere.
Did you see it?
Or something.
I only saw it on thermal, so just a shape. It was cold. Colder than everyone else.
Like a vampire. Room temperature?
A little different. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been able to see it. Luckily.
Lower than room temperature, specifically.
Yeah, a bit lower. And then it just vanished, like off of thermal, off of everything.
Yeah, vampires can do that. Mm-hmm.
The keyboard stops for a second, and Rick's like,
I blew its arm off. Where's its arm? I want to see that.
Kind of dust, didn't it? Right?
It turned into a pile of what looked like ash.
Vampire.
Vanessa. I love you, Vanessa. Okay.
Yeah, she seems like, as like the gears are like ticking in her head, she seems like getting excited now. It's like,
Vanessa, do we know anything about kind of what's going on behind this? I know we've worked together some, but I don't know how deep the group's history goes.
I don't mind if people know if I have addiction to Vitae, but
It's like, am I trying to figure out what the hell is going on with Vanessa, or am I trying to like, am I doing the calculus on what's going on with you, or do I know and I'm like?
Roll a die.
It's not like I would have ever.
I guess.
It's not like I ever would have asked. So it's more like, would Vanessa have clued us in, or would this have come up from you at any point in the past?
Have we hunted a vampire previously and you got jittery like this?
I'm gonna just roll a die and say like a hi. Yeah, you guys know I have some relationship with vampires and low.
I feel like that shapes a lot of our reactions.
It does, a little bit.
Hi. Yeah.
We know something.
Yeah. Either you guys know that I have like that I try to drink the blood of vampires, or I get really excited around vampire, like the idea of hunting a vampire.
Nathan knows the second one, not the first.
I would say probably the second. You may have some point asked Rick if that was something he could get, knowing that Rick's got weird connections.
Yeah, maybe.
So I'll-
you ever like get a vampire like blood or whatever that that stuff?
Like if we've got something like in shackles in an R&D lab somewhere.
Yeah. Scratch package.
All right, Vanessa, you're in the zone now. How do we hunt something that we can't see anymore? How do we track it?
It's broad daylight, right?
Yes.
Yeah. What,
Wait, how did it
you think
get
I'm some
here?
sort of like bloodhound? I don't know. Actually, do I know? I guess that'd be a roll for an occult roll there.
Go ahead and give me
I
that
know
occult roll.
vampire's supposed to stay like not be around at daytime, so yeah.
What
Well,
Rick knows
that's-
about vampires probably isn't like it's probably like what you know from watching like a TV show, plus what she's been corrected on by Vanessa, and that's about probably the extent of it.
So,
Pretty
Vanessa,
much. They shouldn't be in sunlight. Go ahead.
yes, that is your general knowledge. There is some talk of exceedingly elder vampires not necessarily being quite as scared of the sunlight, maybe enough to not go into day sleep, but it is pretty much every vampire you've ever known, every vampire you've ever taken a sip from has always feared the sun and exploding into flames while in the sun.
There's private entrances from the parking deck, but I don't know other than driving into the parking deck how you would get into that.
My concern is it was just in the bedroom with a huge window and the sun is right there.
Well, it was adjacent to the room.
Yeah,
it was
does any of that
window. It
actually,
was
like-
window, thin wall. The room she was in.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
bedroom was an interior. I did specifically state that.
Yeah,
I missed that.
there would
Continue.
also be some pretty heavy tint on those windows. Maybe not necessarily mirrored, but because
Okay.
Vanessa or because she could see, not Vanessa, but Nora could see through with the drone. But there'd be some UV tinting and stuff.
Okay.
So, like, the places that we know it has been in have been covered, like, by
But
the sun, like, covered somewhat.
Yes.
So, either that it's still in this building, or it has another way to get out that isn't exposed to the sun.
there may be a connection to the parking deck. But you said you saw something. The door leaving my building, that my
It opened
apartment
up.
building.
It came out. I
No.
saw it, like,
The
no,
door
no,
never
it-
opened.
Yeah, the
I
door
thought you said-
never opened.
Okay.
It exited, and you saw it and heard it, but the door never opened.
Yeah,
Because
I
Rick
saw Rick open
immediately
the door.
stepped out into the hallway and watched.
Yeah, the door never actually opened. You just caught a glimpse of something move in the shadow.
So this thing walked through a wall or a door.
Vampire's a weird man.
How do you catch something like that?
I don't know, but the next doors I buy are lead lined. I don't know if it matters, but they're gonna be, and they're gonna have silver inlay too, if that matters. I don't know.
Do you have any flamethrowers?
I can in a week.
Cecil and Nora, since you two have been excessively quiet here.
Cecil's mostly just trying to take care of Elizabeth. But like if she's calm, he'll be paying attention, but he doesn't really have anything to add, so he's just gonna be quiet for the most part.
Okay.
And I kind of want to roll investigation to see what kinds of vampires have blue skin and can face their walls. So is that occult investigation?
Would either be this would be intelligence plus occult.
Intelligence occult?
Yes.
one of our tactics is centered around identification and research, right? So we can like when we feel safe and comfortable, we can all throw in together and pull some downtime on this.
I forget what the trained observer merit gives me.
And again
do
on
you have
perception rolls.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, perception rolls?
Mhm.
Okay. And then I also have a specialization of investigation plus dark web.
Plus what?
Investigation plus dark web. Is that what you
I
wrote
think
down?
she was looking more to try to find something online than recall something from memory,
Yeah.
like a quick online search to see if she could turn something up.
Are vampires blue?
Okay, then it would be intelligence plus investigation. Wouldn't necessarily be dark web related though, so I.
Well, by dark web, I just meant that like I have hacker type skills for searching for shit. Do you know what I mean? All right, let's roll.
Yeah.
Dark web meaning not the first page of Google.
Yeah.
It's the second
Not
one.
dark web meaning like I need a Tor browser necessarily.
Nothing.
It's vampire Reddit.
You find the old forgotten forums known as Vampire Freaks. No.
Or anti-sun?
Gaia Online.
You find nothing specifically about blue vampires. That doesn't really come up with anything. So, as you begin to search, a couple of types of vampires pop up, but you don't have any necessarily any strong leads. One of the types, stated to be specifically exceedingly ugly, and thus, blue skin might fall underneath that, is Nosferatu. There's a couple of lesser known types of vampires from different cultures. Several from India, one from Romania, a couple from other smaller parts of the world, Central America, South America. All of these are lesser known types that tend to have more of these unique characteristics. So you're not looking at something that inspired the myth, so to speak. Definitely an offshoot.
Cool.
But really, outside of that, obviously most places are writing this as if it were fiction.
Yeah. I'm just clacking away at my laptop and not really interacting with anyone then. Just trying to figure it out.
All right. Back to Vanessa, Rick, and Nathan.
Depending on how much time's passed, Rick is focused on clearing footage. Anything that views the other side, the hotel across the street, elevator, the front parking lot, anywhere that I know that any of us have been. I imagine I probably at this point, considering my specialties and all, have a pretty good idea of what cameras point where. And I'm probably not slow, but I'm being thorough, so I'm not going to be fast either. So that's still working on that.
All right. So it's about time for our break. So when we come back, 100% Rick will be finished with that.
Okay, cool.
So we're going to go on our break here. We'll be back in 5, 10, at most 15 minutes. I doubt 15 minutes, though. We are back. So, Rick, you have finished up your removal of information, images, video feeds. You have saved a personal copy, of course. Everybody else has taken this time to maybe settle a little bit. Specifically, Elizabeth has actually found some way to finally fall asleep, even though she is essentially still somewhat in a curled up position in the corner with her head resting on her knees, but she is fast asleep.
Probably a couple of small beds in here Cecil can move her to. Like, it's an 18,000 square foot apartment. I imagine the panic room has probably got a little room and is intended to, like, be in for more than an hour or two.
But regardless, what is next? This thing is still at large.
Well. Oh, I'm gonna text my lawyer Victor's number, so they can sync. So Victor can sync the lawyer with the guy who made the call to get us the pass as part of the cleanup.
Okay.
I got a hole in my window I need to get fixed, but that will wait. That's I think we need to clean up and get some sleep. That was exhausting and intense. I'll have somebody here tomorrow to fix the window and replace the doors, but is there somewhere else we want to go? Since that thing knows we're here. Maybe somewhere we can walk through the broad daylight streets to get to.
I think now is a good time for a tactic. I'm thinking monster lore.
All right.
I think we should try to learn as much as we can about this thing and make a plan from that. I know Vanessa doesn't want to just wait around for this thing to come around again. She wants to go out hunting this thing. Yeah. What do you guys think?
I mean, it can chip in.
Definitely.
With
All
helping
right.
on that. We can do monster lore, and then we can also do identification as well to try to
we can do both of these things.
pin
Yeah.
down.
Identification seems like, at least looking through it, is probably what would be done first and then monster lore.
Find
Oh,
out
yeah.
we know it's a vampire, but we don't really know much else. So pinning down a few specifics, and then we can dive in on the lore behind those specifics.
So, for identification, who's going to be leading?
Primary actor has to have a cult too. I'm pretty certain in this case it would be Victor, but he seems to be a bit busy with some stuff at the moment. Maybe something came up at the mansion. Oh yeah.
Nora can do it.
Yeah. Let's probably have
looks
Nora lead the way.
Primary role is intelligence plus occult.
Okay. So, primary role is going to be intelligence plus occult versus manipulation plus subterfuge plus potency. However, who is doing what?
I will help with research with wits and occult.
Let's see here. So you're doing wits and occult. Okay, so you're one out of the three.
Yep.
I don't know. I don't have any investigation. I do have computer, but I don't have investigation. So I don't know how much help I can be with this.
And obviously, tailing the target is not actually an option in this case.
Yeah, there's some stuff I can provide in some situations. I don't think this is a place where it can really do much good. So while they're doing this, I'm just gonna focus on flipping the switches to get things in the apartment fixed.
One person does need to go in with either wits plus stealth, tailing, which I've already actually kind of stated that's not going to be possible in this situation. But that means somebody has to go in on the wits plus investigation for collecting evidence.
Cecil can do that.
Okay.
Okay. Anybody else want to hop in, or is it just going to be the two?
I can hop in on either of those. It's the same dice pool.
Which one?
Same.
I'll do investigation, gather evidence and stuff.
Okay, so the two of you that are gathering evidence.
All right.
We will go ahead and ignore your roll for a moment, Nora, just because the secondary actors actually need to roll first, because they'll give you bonuses.
Yeah.
Is
Alright,
ID
is mine-
one of our favored?
Yes, it is.
It is.
9 again.
All right. One success from me. 9 again. Won't do anything there.
For research, okay.
2 for me. This is for gathering evidence.
Gathering evidence, and I'm waiting for Cecil's.
Now I'm gonna do Cecil as the wits plus occult for research rather than collecting evidence.
Oh,
To
okay.
try to pile on. It's honestly it's the same amount of dice, but it works.
We're in the same boat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh.
Nice. What is
Okay.
that? Come on.
What?
10, 9, 10, 10, 10.
All right, so we're actually going to do something a little different here.
You are exceptional, sir.
Cecil is exceptional in a couple of ways.
Not 5 dice.
So, specifically, I want to target Nathan here.
Oh no. I'm being targeted.
Freezing.
No, all of, since everybody else is doing research and he's the only one kind of hitting the ground doing investigation,
Right.
he's the only one that's actually going to end up at the nightclub.
Ooh.
Now, this investigation, I am going to say, is going to take all day. So, this is going to be roughly towards the end of the day. At night. Your minor questions. Obviously, you're having to watch your words very, very carefully as you question about blood-sucking monsters and the like.
The Capri Sun Killer.
As you eventually get a few answers about a group of relatively kinky individuals that like to hang out at this particular nightclub. It's one of the more upscale areas in London, known as... Sorry, one moment. I had the name and then it just completely left my head. The Lux Club London. There's a few individuals that are known for taking people back to their hotels and rooms and engaging in certain activities that the individuals never remember fully, but they always usually remember it had something to do with blood. It isn't too far into the night until you find yourself at a table with 3 such individuals eyeing you up and down, very much giving the look of, can we take this person if we need to? Not necessarily something you're uncomfortable with. You've been in this situation once or twice before. It took you a lot of questions. We heard people talk, things get back around. You're asking very uncomfortable questions. We need it to stop. That's why we're having this meeting, and the only reason. The one that's addressing you is man, looks to be in his mid-30s. Very well dressed. Though probably not as well dressed as some of the Abbey members, but certainly respectable.
He tries.
He lifts up what appears to be a glass of red wine as his face flushes with color and he sips the wine. So, what brings you here?
Well, I've been around. I've tried a bunch of different things, so I'm really looking for something new to experience. Some of my friends, they escape with like drugs and stuff. I don't want to do drugs. That's gonna screw up my body. I don't want that. I want something a little cleaner. Just looking for that new excitement, and following the trails led me here.
And what is that new excitement that you're looking for? As he takes another sip of his wine, his two cohorts, as it were, remain silent. One of them is very much a brutish man. Would look more at home in a biker gang than a VIP club lounge that you are currently in. While the other one appears to have left half their clothes at home, but not in the standard I'm wearing a fishnet top sort of way. I only am wearing a shawl around my head that has a slight cloak on it. Almost would look better at a medieval Renaissance fair rather than a high-scale club.
Okay. See, my tastes they're kind of particular. I want something that not a lot of people can provide. I want fear. I want pure, unadulterated terror in my mind. And I have not been able to find that anywhere.
Listen, you're giving me half-truths, bits of the information. Listen, I'm leveling with you here. I'm a very busy man. Very busy. I don't have time for this. What are you looking for? And how can I get you to stop prying into my business?
Okay. I'll be straight then.
Thank you.
I'm looking for a blue guy that was last seen in the rich part of town. Left a few bodies. That's kind of messy.
Yes. I don't know necessarily. I know there's been a few incidents around. However, you are the first one to draw a line from our new visitor and these particular deaths. I figured it was just some young one flexing their muscles, so to speak. I was going to deal with it in time. However, knowing that it's him. His name is Cadrin. I don't particularly know where he comes from. I don't know what he even wants. I do know that he arrived in town a few months ago. He's abided by our rules and regulations. A bit rough, doesn't like to bend knee, so to speak. Honestly, it's one of those weird situations. He's never done anything outright wrong. Just not doing anything right either. Not showing respect where respect is due.
See, last time he was chasing this girl, and then he chased her into this building, and he left at least 5 bodies in the lobby. Now, I don't understand how that doesn't break any of your rules about keeping quiet, perhaps. Keeping that on the down low. Otherwise, you get people like me come looking.
Well, you see, and he kind of eyes you up and leans forward and kind of points at you with the tip or the lip of his wine glass. You're not necessarily normal people. Now, as stated, I didn't say that he was doing that. You're the one who's saying he did that. To my knowledge, these people just seized up and then turned into husks, as you so eloquently put it. And that doesn't actually fit our MO. And you see the other two kind of shift. It's not usual to be quite this open. But he seems pretty confident in being that open with you. I can reasonably say there's some plausible deniability. Generally, we only take blood. This creature, and he kind of chews on the word a little bit, it's taking more than blood. I don't foresee any issues with us being discovered because of this, so... 1, I can't link him to it. All I have is your word. And 2, there's enough wiggle room that it might not even ever come back to us. And he leans back in his seat a little bit.
Okay. So with that in mind, would there be any trouble if he were to disappear?
Oh, heavens, no. I want him out of my area as fast as possible.
Oh, well, that makes this easier. I was, kind of hoping to avoid, a more protracted, overt skirmish between us. So this works to both of our benefits.
Also, I scratched your back a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you scratch mine? I have a question. Should be fairly easy for you to answer. There's been talk amongst our kind that a certain organization here in the city not ruled, but consisting of your kind, are starting to make a lot of waves. Do you have any information regarding that?
I do, actually. So just, keep it on the down low. There's kind of like this thing going on right now. So there's supposed to be like some big rewards. Do a few hunts. Bring in some weird stuff. Weirder stuff than what we've normally brought in. So it's probably safe to say you guys are safe. You're not normal, but you're not weird enough to, put a target on your back, so I wouldn't worry yourself about that. Blue man, though. I've never seen a blue vampire. He might be weird enough.
As you say that word, you see him visibly, twitch. If I would recommend you leave this instant.
Oh?
I don't brook those type of insults in my club.
Oh. Sorry about that. It's just I only ever saw him through thermals and he was, cold.
Go play with your magical fairies and whatnot, things that don't exist.
Says the vampire.
At this point,
And now you know what the insult was.
At this point, both of his cohorts immediately stand. You now have exactly 1 minute before we turn you into a red smear on the wall.
That's fine. I take the hint. So, Nathan will get up, pay for his drink, and walk out, or start walking out. Can I ask one more question before I walk out?
Are you gonna ask it whether or not he allows you? Because he's gonna tell you no.
I'm gonna ask it anyway. You wouldn't happen to know where this Cadron hangs out, would you?
The response is very much what you would expect. Get out.
All right. Be seeing you.
So, with that, Nora, let's go ahead and with your 7 extra dice, with 9 again, let's go ahead and get that roll going. It should be, I'm seeing, 12 here? A total? Of 12 dice?
12 with 9 again.
Yep, 12 with 9.
I believe so.
So how many do I put in the modifier? 7?
Yes.
Wait. 7 with 9 again.
Yep.
7, 8 should be 8.
8?
Vanessa.
that
Oh
one
yeah,
from
Vanessa, sorry.
8
So
plus
13.
9 again.
13 with 9 again.
Intelligence, occult, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. So close.
So close.
All right. So, you come back with 1 bit of information on a non-exceptional success, correct?
Identification, we get.
Yeah, we get.
Whether or not it's an ordinary human, a hunter, or a supernatural creature. check,
Supernatural
already know
creature.
that.
Yep.
If the latter, they know the type. We know vampire. And they also learn one of the following of the target: the anchor, the aspiration, the location of their lair or home, or the identity of a character important to them.
And we all gain the
participants
informed condition.
And we all gain the informed condition. An exceptional success, we get
2.
we learn 2 particular pieces of information. Yeah.
So, what piece of information do you want?
I want to know where the lair is, but let's take this up to a vote first, I guess. What do you guys reckon?
Yeah. Like where he is.
I kind of want to know the identity of a character important to them.
I think we already know one.
That's fair. Well, that's somebody that they're obsessed with. That's not necessarily somebody that's important to them.
Well,
Okay, vote. Who votes for Lair?
I'll vote for Lair,
Yeah, I'll pile on there.
All right.
Cool.
All right. Everybody wants to know the lair.
Mm-hmm.
Everything that you can find on this Cadron guy, any sort of video footage that you are able to track down, leads you to one place that none of you want to go. The sewers.
Glasgow?
Nah.
Doers.
Oh, the sewers are okay. That's
I mean,
The sewers
there's
of
no
London.
telling what Vanessa's passed out in before, and Nathan and Rick have been in worse
I'd
places
rather go to
together.
the sewers than to go to Glasgow. Like, ugh.
There are worse places than London sewers.
I don't know about Cecil and Nora. I definitely know about Victor, though. But
Now, specifically, I do want... There's one specific bit of information here I want to clear up. The term lair here is being used loosely. Everything you can find or everything that you can see seems to suggest that he is completely nomadic here in London. So he doesn't necessarily have a lair. It's just he definitely uses the sewers to move around.
Yeah, it's how he gets
Sewers.
around in the day.
sewers, parking deck, building.
Mm-hmm.
And doors don't matter. I wonder if walls matter or if it has to be like an intended passage that is blocked, like a door. You know, it sounds like a good time for a follow-up with monster lore.
Yes.
So realistically, that these researches are obviously taking time. Just
Yeah.
Yeah.
okay.
I imagine after like a whole day of trying to identify this, we're probably all a little tired. And I imagine some of us call it there.
And then
Oh, I
another
didn't
day-
mean like immediately. I
Yeah.
just mean it's like a next step.
Oh.
Yeah.
so, who's gonna lead the monster lore roll on the next day? Because I'm assuming
So-
everybody retires.
So real quick, question. I have 2 burned willpower. Do I get like enough of a restful night's sleep to regain one of those?
Unless literally Corden comes in the middle of the night and wakes you, yes.
Okay. So I'll assume the following day we pick everything up, I've regained one of my 2 willpower.
Now, specifically here, I do want to roll one minor thing here.
Oh no.
All right. Sorry, I was reading my notes there. Okay. So, I am just gonna, since you know his name now, I will go ahead and type that in.
See if I spelled it right on my notes.
You're keeping notes? What kind of psychopath are you?
I'm doing my job. I
Same-
got notes.
The same kind of psychopath as me.
What? Players
I'm
taking
keeping-
notes?
I'm keeping very rough notes in a.
I didn't spell him right.
Oh, did we get a spelling?
Actually, I think I actually
Oh,
typoed it.
Corden. The R and the O are transposed, aren't they? Is it supposed to be? Is it Codrin or Corden?
Codrin.
Okay, so yeah, the O and the R and the D are the transposed on
Yeah.
20. All right. Okay. Cool. I guess the spelling right. Huzzah.
Oh,
So for
also,
monster lore? Oh, sorry.
the Cecil's breaking point for getting manhandled by this thing, or did he have one? I don't know.
That was from being helpless, correct?
Basically,
Both also witnessed a supernatural power for the first time because this thing,
Yeah.
like multiple supernatural powers, because
Yeah, I
this thing used invisibility. It morphed. It
Yes,
faced through a door.
There's quite a few here. There's going to be quite a few rolls, so I want to wait.
okay, fair enough.
This is already kind of a roll-heavy session here.
There.
So let's go ahead and get on with that monster lore.
Yeah. Looking at it, secondary actors have to have a 2+ in relevant social merit, it seems.
Well, we all have contacts from our. Well, no, we may not all. I have contacts from professional training. I think.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, like we all would have.
I think all of us had enough dots in professional training to have
The
contacts.
question is whether our context would be appropriate for a vampire. Here.
Doesn't say appropriate.
Just to
social
participate, secondary actors of relevant social merit, such as contacts or compact status.
Yeah, I know my contacts involved with drug dealers and mixed martial arts, so I don't see mine helping there in that regard. Unless our Nosferatu wannabe is into martial arts or apparently copious amounts of drugs.
Well, Rick's contacts have been kind of reserved, as I know a guys. And considering what my business is, I may have a contact that can provide information on strange breeds of things, because the whole point is R&D on that sort of stuff and producing weapons to sell.
So who's leading this?
Not
So-
I.
What do you have to lead this?
Intelligence plus occult.
Intelligence and occult. Yeah.
Who has the most dice for that? I have 4.
3.
3.
I think Victor does.
Actually,
technically.
4. I have a specialty in vampires.
I have 1 because I get -3 because I'm not skilled.
Victor,
You don't have a cult?
No.
No.
I work with
Vanessa might
computers,
be
guns, and people. That's
Victor has
Yeah.
6, I think.
He should lead, right?
If you want me to lead, I can do that. I wouldn't be able to help with any secondary actor.
Victor, Cecil, or Nora, I think, are the biggest dice pools.
Yeah, Victor's definitely the
but
largest.
Vanessa has a specialty, right?
Yeah, specialty, so
Oh.
4.
So who's leading? I just need an answer.
Consider-
I'll lead.
Okay.
I also say, considering some of the driving motivations on Vanessa, it would probably make sense that she would jump up front on this.
Okay.
Yeah.
So everybody else, how are you supporting? What contacts are you calling in?
So I'm gonna dial down. I'm gonna call back home. Back to the States. Make a couple phone calls to a couple of the more remote laboratories and some of the people that are trusted with some of the more specifics of what we do, rather than just weapons R&D. Basically one of the leech specialists is going to get a buzz from me.
All right, so give me the presence or manipulation plus socialize for consulting with experts, calling in favors. Is anybody going to do any investigation or computer work?
Yes.
Okay, that's going to be resolve plus academics, investigation, or computer. Any one of those 3 skills.
Would my no, that's
And
persuaded,
is
not
anybody going to
surprised.
do any shakedown interrogations?
I can do that.
All right.
I got strength streetwise.
Yep, that'll work.
So I'm just gonna be
Do we have 9 again?
No, this
Yes.
is not a favored.
Oh no, it's not. Yeah.
yeah. I think
So
I'm just nice.
So,
Oh, look at that.
3.
Nice.
Oh,
Seven.
damn.
oh,
3, 7, 8, 9.
that would only be. No, that would still be.
2, yeah. Actually, no. The 9 rolled the 10, and the 10 rolled the 2.
Okay, so that's 1 success. Or no,
Yeah.
yeah,
1 success.
1 success.
Yep.
I have it clicked for normal, but I don't know why you rolled me with the 9 again.
Sometimes it just takes roll 20 a minute to update. So we have.
Six dice wouldn't be enough, though, right? Like, that's just her roll. That doesn't have the bonuses.
She's not leading.
Oh, she's not leading. I'm
Yeah.
so sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah, she's not leading.
I'm leading.
With 10 bonus dice.
10
I risk
bonus
the
di-
willpower.
Now, you also, I need to give you the target successes since this is a extended action. Your target successes is 10.
Oh my god, my dice hate me.
What?
How many rolls does he get?
It's equal to his unmodified pool.
Oh, 4 then. Well, I guess I get
Okay.
to roll.
Yep.
So we got 2.
Um,
That's-
7 makes 9.
And
I'm running up.
And
that,
that's exceptional.
that's an exceptional. So you can either reduce the amount of time, reduce the amount of successes needed, or gain a bonus at the end.
Like an extra
As-
like, piece of knowledge, or
It'll basically, you'll actually take the exceptional success roll result. That's generally
you guys
how.
want to take the exceptional success roll result? I'm feeling that. I feel like I could get 1 success out of 2 rolls.
Yeah, I don't think reducing the number of successes is necessary. I think you're going to roll 8 or up on 28 dice.
Yeah,
You have
Yep.
2 more
Well,
rolls. So one of the other 2.
here's my die. Yeah, I'll go for the exceptional.
Okay.
The benefit, yeah. Watch me roll no successes on 28 dice.
Right.
Hey,
There we go.
11.
That one was close.
And one more
That's-
roll.
We
You make
met-
it
No,
double
I
exceptional?
don't think I can make. Yeah, I think the
Since
roll
you've
is
already
so-
succeeded.
Yep,
Yeah.
you've succeeded.
Okay.
All right,
Okay.
so for each successful roll within the extended action, the hunters learn 1 weakness, 1 dread power, or the capability it usually has, or 1 piece of information from where it comes from and how it came to be. Exceptional success, you gain an additional piece of information. You guys can learn whether a specific monster they're hunting follows a usual pattern or not, but it requires further investigation to find out how it differs.
I think that's included.
So we get 4 pieces of information then.
Yes.
And
So,
what are our options again?
weakness,
I can read it. It's fine. I won't make
Yeah.
you repeat it all.
it's on page 156.
Gotcha.
I'm assuming people want to know weaknesses, they want to know what abilities it has.
What can we do to hurt it, and what can it do to hurt us specifically?
Yeah, so yeah, give us a weakness there, GM.
Okay, specifically, you know, to kill this specific type of vampire, you need to cut out its heart and quarter its heart and separate the quarters. Otherwise, it will completely regenerate.
Okay. Alright. So very esoteric way of dying.
So that's 1 out of.
And then we get its pattern for free because of the exceptional, in addition to that extra piece.
As you start digging into more of these killings, they are all members of a specific family known as the Danes.
Including the 5 guards?
Not the guards, but those definitely don't seem to match the normal pattern.
The guards are in the way.
If it wasn't for those 5 guards, every victim would have had the last name Danes that died in this weird way.
We know those guards were between it and a Dane. Okay. So we still have 3 more pieces of information, right?
Yep.
I kind of want to ask for another weakness. I feel like this thing's probably got maybe a few of those.
Yeah. We know how to kill it. how to.
Yeah, we know how to
maybe
kill
maybe
it.
we can figure out how to weaken or disable it to do the killing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe we can get a bane.
Yes. Let me get you one of those. Let's see here. Prevention and protection. Driving a nail through its forehead is known to paralyze it.
Cool.
Ooh, machine nail gun coming up.
Yeah.
You think I'm joking?
Sounds like a good use for. Sounds like a stun bolt there.
That sounds like an improvised weapon.
That sounds like Natural Tinkerer and Custom Gear Broker coming together.
Everybody wants to use it.
Okay,
Two
so
more.
that's 2. We get 2 more. We know it can turn invisible, and we know it has mind control. Do we want to check and see if it has another dread power besides those 2? We know it can turn invisible. We know it has mind control. We know that it can either reform limbs or do some sort of weird shape-shifting stuff in an instant.
I don't really know how this thing came to be.
I feel like Rick also would.
Well, knowing how it came to be is going to add to the whole prestige of the presentation when we bring it back. So, 100%.
It also is going to give it's going to give Rick opportunity for to feed back into his company on additional R&D, for replication.
Okay, so let's ask.
Yeah.
To be.
How it came to be. Well, as you continue to do research, you finally come across something that starts to paint maybe a bit of a better picture. A specific folk legend from Romania. There's quite a few ways this creature came into being. Leading a life of sin, dying without being married, die by execution for perjury, die by suicide, die from a witch's curse, lead a life of sin, be the 7th child of the same sex in a family. All of these come from a creature known as a Strigoi. Strigoi. If you were, as you continue to bring up more information, not only on this creature, but also on the Danes family, you learn that the Danes actually, for a very long period of time in Romania, held positions of judges and juries and executioners, which starts lining up with the die by execution for perjury. Starts maybe making you think that this is some vendetta.
Somebody a long time ago sentenced this thing to death and turned it into what it is, and now it's wiping the bloodline out.
One more piece of information you guys gained.
How do we capture it? Oh wait, well they got nailed through forehead. That could work.
We got nailed through forehead. Do we want to try to get another bane if there is one, or
more capability,
or more? Do we want to know another dread power that we don't know, or do we want to know another bane? I feel like nail through forehead's probably
what
That's
we'll
gonna be
be
tricky to
focusing
pull off.
on.
That's a hard one. If we had something to pair it with, maybe. Cecil, Nora? Bane or dread power?
I feel like what we can do to it is more important than what it can do to us. Because we have to know what we can do.
Is there a way to reliably track or see it?
I have have a sort of minor question here. You say this thing's from Romania. Is this from the geograph? Like, I know Wallachia is in Romania. Is it also from Wallachia? Wallachia?
It is just a specific Romanian legend.
Oh. That's the whole Count Dracula thing came from Wallachia. Would've been a funny
Now,
coincidence.
you want another weakness.
I think so.
Smear its body with the fat of a pig killed on Saint Ignatius Day.
Who is that?
I mean, that takes Google. That didn't even take a real search. We can figure that day out.
Saint.
Which is July 31st.
And we're in January?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
That's
can't.
way too much time.
There's no frozen pig blood from July 31st, unless, I mean, there's the
Makes
possibility
my
that, like, some weird occult guy somewhere just, like, has a bunch of frozen pig blood. It's improbable, but not impossible.
No, do we have to
Not the
smear it
blood,
on him at that day?
No, it does not state that. It just says the pig needs to have been slaughtered on that day.
Okay, so check expiration dates and backtrack. I don't know.
Those are gonna be some
Buying
really
bacon.
interesting phone calls.
And what is that supposed to do?
It will leave a
Paralyze it.
trail.
Leave
Oh.
a trail.
That's bad.
That would do what?
It causes it to leave a trail.
Oh, okay.
Hmm. Now it's looking more tempting.
I gave you a way to track it, and I gave you a way to paralyze it. I feel like that's fair.
Yeah, the trick
So-
guy's gonna get definitely those pigs.
Who's gonna call the farms and the butcher shops?
Yeah, do you have any 6-month dead pigs?
Would tracking that down fall under custom gear broker? Would that I feel like that's more of a mechanical kind of thing, like
Yeah, nah, this is gonna be like nose to the grindstone. You're going to be going to farms and asking people, not getting gear broke necessarily.
yeah, I didn't know if that was like one of those things that's like it's weird enough that people deal in it or just weird enough that it's hard to find.
Not even necessarily that it's weird or that it would be hard to find if it was closer to that date.
Call my gun guy. I have a strange request.
Yeah. All right. So we know a way to track it, we know a way to paralyze it,
We know a way to kill it,
we know how to kill it, we know
where it stays.
why it's doing what it's doing.
We know its targets. We can
We
bait
know
it.
its targets. Yeah. Oh, we could you might call it we could lure it. Yeah. All right, that's productive. Feel good about that.
Yeah. Oh,
So how much time did this monster lore thing do?
Does it give me a specific year?
I think when it comes to research, it's like an hour per roll.
Yeah, so this was
3 rolls.
3 rolls? I thought it was yeah, it was 3. Okay. So that was
Yeah,
3
my-
hours of research.
Okay.
Of pretty intense research from pretty much everybody there.
All right.
So this is you're probably looking at 2 p.m. that following day.
So we have a lead on a corporeal monster, and we have a lead on a creature of folklore legend. The creature of folklore legend is an actual problem right now.
And I hate to. Cecil wouldn't bring this up, but I'm going to bring this up. This blue-skinned Romanian vampire thing is going to be really popular at the Abbey because as long as you don't destroy its heart, it will continuously regenerate itself for more of whatever they want to do to it.
Yeah.
An arm off.
And as long as the nail's in its forehead,
poke
it could be a thing we bring back alive. And if we cut its heart out and quarter its heart, but don't necessarily separate the quarters,
Or just have it held together.
just cut its heart out and keep the nail in its forehead.
That's something for them to do.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. The nail in the forehead is us. The heart's all them.
They can do whatever they want with it.
So we have options. We have
And at this point,
it's
Vanessa, resolve plus composure as you've been digging at vampire lore for the last day plus 3 hours.
Okay.
Yeah, how long has it been since you had a fix, huh?
Long.
What a lovely roll.
Oh no.
Ooh.
I will let you treat that how you wish to treat that.
We know how he wishes to treat that.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't have enough time to get this goddamn pig back. We need to get this thing done now. Tempted to make that dramatic feeling, but now I'll let it stand. I feel like I've been more than contributing with my dramatic failures. Oh, you guys say that?
How's Vanessa doing with 0 successes on that?
Not good. Not
Sleep with the
good. She's
computer?
like really like it's just forced her to like really dive like hammer in on this hunt in particular. She's like completely lost interest in the whereabouts. She's acting a bit strange in the way she's gone off her like any kind of drug. Like she's like she hasn't been taking like any of her like usual stuff for like a couple of days now, and it's kind of terrifying to watch her be sober.
it's odd to feel worried about somebody because they stopped taking hardcore drugs.
Yeah, and yeah, she's a lot less composed. Her hair is like kind of ratty. Maybe she's like hasn't showered in a while.
She in withdrawal?
Yeah.
Since the hospital.
Yeah, her hand's a bit shaky. Yeah. She's not having a good time. Except when we're talking about getting this goddamn vampire. Yeah. And there was talk about luring, and I think this Elizabeth would be the perfect
No.
to do that.
Oh.
No.
No? No? Yes?
Do we have another Dane?
We need to look for other members of the family.
We can find others. She's too young. That's a no.
Can we just ask her if she has cousins?
We absolutely can.
Obviously, she's not been in any sort of the researching area while you guys have been doing this.
No. That stuff's upstairs in like the walled off, like the private portion. She's downstairs.
She's probably just been chilling on the couch, eating you out of all your snacks, watching TV.
For her.
I'll have the chef come in.
Find
and cook a
Rick
week's
for
worth
every
of her
cent
favorite
he's
meals.
worth.
The chef will come in and cook get a list of like her 10 favorite meals and then cook them all.
What's up, Nora?
Say good for her.
Eat him at a house and home.
Yeah.
That's gonna be hard.
She's been homeless for a while. She should eat.
She'll do it.
Have the barista, drink all of the Starbucks. Like,
Absolutely. What's that really expensive coffee from like the cat poop from the movie? Like I got some of that going. I forget what it was called.
However, I am going to remind Vanessa, because Vanessa did ask about her family, and she stated she had no one left.
Yeah.
We can dig into that though, because not everybody calls the same kind of people family. Saying I've got no one left, I mean, yeah, that great grandma or
I get this
cousin.
girl a subscription to Ancestry.com, and I'm gonna try and find some obscure relatives. All right.
No, brilliant, Vanessa. Hell yeah,
Smart.
thinking inside the box.
There you go.
I'm not
inside
actually
is the
gonna
better
pay
place
for
to
an
be.
Ancestry. Yeah, I can't.
We swear that this episode is not brought to you by Ancestry.com.
My
Not
sister
yet.
has spent like the past month recently researching like our entire like family tree, and she's like built one from scratch on that website.
That's fantastic.
Hey,
Yeah,
there's a
no.
free trial. Look.
But anyways,
We need 6-month-old pig fat, and we need to find out more family members. And can we do anything with the sewers? I mean, not since it's not like a specific single place.
We know this is how it travels, at least during the day.
Can we put cameras in the sewers?
It's invisible to the cameras. Mine never picked it
Thermal
up.
cameras?
Put thermals. I don't know if it can maintain its really freaky invisibility for
What
a
about
long time.
tin cans and a string? I don't think it can. That could help.
Motion
Right.
sensors?
I mean, it walked through a door that never opened. I don't know
No.
what tin cans and a string would do.
Nara's gonna be like, Rick, I'm hearing a lot of shooting down other people's ideas and none of coming up with your own.
Wherever we lure it to, we need to have quick, fast heat. Warm the place up real fast to offset its body temperature. That, thermal goggles, and now we can see it.
Hmm.
We don't know how long it had been in there, but it had been hours, and you could still see it on the thermals. It managed to shut itself down somehow, but if we can pull it somewhere where we can control the temperature, and we can do that quickly, then we can turn off its invisibility to thermal at least. Rick's gonna start working on with natural tinkering. He's gonna start working on modifying a nail gun to be portable and compact. He's gonna start disassembling and reassembling. He's gonna go all in on that and basically try to make all of us basically 9mm sized nail guns that we can shoot at high velocity, like a small. Probably get like a paint gun and a nail gun, like a paint pistol and a nail pistol, and start moving stuff around. And he's gonna start trying to build us. The nicest thing he builds will go to Nathan, and then everybody else gets the rest.
so
Are you
Um,
trying
and
to make this like a ranged thing? Like,
I want to put a nail through his forehead from the other side of the room where he
Yeah.
can't drain me.
So that is what Rick is going to be doing. What's
your ideas, Nora?
what is Nora going to be doing?
Several that you shut down, Rick. Leave me the fuck alone.
Nathan has a plan. Nathan is going to draw some of Elizabeth's blood on the guise of medical checkup, and he's going to try using that as bait instead of her. So,
Okay.
doing something with just her blood. Maybe have a little vial on each of us, or maybe load it into a paintball gun. I don't know, something.
wild idea.
Okay.
We dress me up as Elizabeth and we smear her blood. No.
Yes.
This can't possibly go wrong.
Not in any way that I
He
care
comes
about.
after me. That's when we pounce.
All right. So, Nora,
Yes.
during this kind of prep window, what are you doing?
Like, Googling shit, probably everything we've talked about. Like, oh, does she have family? Going on the Facebooks and the dark web. And, like, looking for stuff. That's what I do. I just am a computer nerd, and I'm just gonna, like, and meanwhile dissociate and try not to think of ways of how to kill Rick in his sleep.
I'm literally sheltering a homeless girl. I'm not even the one taking blood from her. I'm feeding her.
Cecil.
I don't know. I don't trust you.
Cecil's gonna try to find more members of the Danes family and actually go check on them and just like to get a look at the locations that they live at and whatnot. Like, so he's obviously has got to do some research first, but he wants to be in the protect people mode.
Okay. Vanessa?
Yeah, I'm gonna try working on my Elizabeth disguise. Like,
Okay.
I'll work on that. I don't know if she has like a different hair color from me or something. I'll have to figure out if I need to get a dye job or whatever.
Wear the same size outfit, you can wear her clothes.
I don't know. If we're not the same size, I might have to find something similar, like looking.
All right. So, I have a very unique role here. I have a very interesting role that I am going to make for this creature. Unfortunately, that dice roll I made told me who it's about.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is it me?
Unfortunately.
It's me, isn't it?
To me, I think it might be Rick.
Oh wait, is it on the stream? 1, 2, 3. If it's on Discord, it's me. If it's on the stream, it's either Vanessa or Rick.
Uh-oh.
So, I am going to make this roll.
Oh wow. Ooh, counterplay?
So, as you guys have been doing research, he's been doing research. I am so sorry because I feel so bad because this always happens.
I was hoping it was gonna be me because I was gonna argue for some like negative modifiers for my alternate identity stuff, but it's not me, is it?
No, actually, that would have been a fine argument for this. However, it's not you. Nathan.
Yeah, I knew it. He's been in the streets asking questions, so.
Very visible, true.
So
Sometimes the dice match the narrative.
I do have a question. Your daughter.
Mm-hmm.
What is she doing today?
What day is it and what time is it?
It would definitely be a weekday and roughly about 3 p.m.-ish at this point.
Just getting off school then? Private school, obviously.
Towards the end of your investigation, you get a phone call. What was her name again?
Chloe.
Chloe. You get a phone call from Chloe.
Hey, baby girl, what's up?
Hey, Dad. I don't want to bug you, and but I know you're busy, so I'm gonna just keep it brief. I was out last night with a couple of friends. I know I didn't tell you. I'm sorry. But
Who are these people?
friends of mine, Dad. Come on. She sighs. You know all my friends, and don't even act like you don't.
Which ones are these?
Samantha and Jeanette.
Okay, they're all right. What's your question, darling?
They said that they saw something following us last night.
Ooh. Nathan has chills go up his spine for a moment, but he doesn't let that show.
And
Someone following them? Did you tell a teacher?
nobody saw anything. It's just a feeling that we got.
Did you feel like you were being followed?
I mean, a little bit, and that's kind of why I'm calling you now. I just feel really, really nervous, and can you come home as soon as possible?
Absolutely, baby girl. I'm not doing anything important right now.
Okay, I'll see you there, or will I beat you there?
You might beat me there by a few minutes.
Okay, just have your phone on hand. I don't know. It's probably nothing. And you can almost audibly hear her head shake. Honestly, I'm probably just... My friends probably just said that and to get a rise out of me, and I think it worked. I'm sorry, Dad. But thank you. I love you.
No problem. I love you too, baby girl. I'll see you soon.
Bye.
Bye-bye. I hang up, and I'm going to immediately call one of my allies in my private military company. Personal, highly trained bodyguard.
I'm assuming you haven't really left the room, so everybody's hearing this now.
Yeah, everybody's hearing it, yeah.
So, need a fast ride?
I will, yes. Give me a minute. Actually, go. I'm walking with you.
Rick goes with. I don't know how aware people are, but Rick and Nathan have history, so he's going with. Do you need to get her out?
She says she feels like someone was following her, and given the circumstances...
Yeah.
So, yeah. Hold on. And calls one of his guys, just a nameless guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, I need you at my house like an hour ago. Something might be after my daughter, so I need you there. If anything happens to her, you died first.
En route. And that's all he responds with is en route.
And I hang up, yeah.
Vanessa and Nora.
Yeah. What do I need to do to, like, work on my Elizabeth disguise?
That is going to definitely be a crafts roll. Crafts. Ooh. And... normally I think this would be expression, but I don't think necessarily in this case. I would say subterfuge here, since you're trying to...
Crafts and subterfuge?
Yeah,
maybe
no.
Subterfuge and manipulation.
We just had a conversation
yeah,
about...
no. Sorry. My brain just completely froze. We'll do crafts to make it. Crafts is definitely going to be to make it, plus intelligence here.
Can I roll to help Vanessa make this costume?
If I would have a total of 1 die if I spent a point of willpower in this. So if you want to lead the charge, and I just stand there and let you do it, it's fine by me.
Okay, I will help Vanessa. If only because I don't want to leave her alone again, because every time I leave Vanessa alone, she either gets hospitalized or knocks out a cop or gets into trouble. So I will help Vanessa with resolve crafts.
It would be intelligence crafts.
Intelligence crafts?
Yeah.
Did we leave you to babysit?
Yep.
Normal, no 9 again or nothing?
No.
Yeah, just normal dice.
Okay. Intelligence craft.
Hey!
You're able to make something that looks pretty accurate. Now, when
I feel like a schoolgirl again.
I'm like looking at them side by side. Yeah. Like, yeah, looks pretty good.
Time to try out for the school volleyball team.
So, by the time the 3 of you get there,
Are
There's
we taking into consideration Cecil like tearing up the road?
yes,
Okay.
London traffic.
If you weren't in one of your fast cars, then I'll put us in one of mine. But we're in a fast car. We're in a fast car, and Cecil is driving.
Yes,
Traffic doesn't care about your car.
yes, and you're downtown London at 3 p.m.
It doesn't matter how fast your car is, it's not going fast.
But it's a G-Class, and it doesn't care about sidewalks and stuff.
Okay, if you're going like that, Ham, I'm gonna need a dexterity plus drive because obviously that's uneven terrain, weaving in and out.
He wants this. He's our driver.
Red lights don't matter. Sidewalks don't matter.
I would also probably recommend a point of willpower here, but that's just me.
I mean, I could. I might
A
as
lot
well.
of things can go wrong when you're crossing an intersection on a red light.
And I will also remind you of his crack driver merits. So he's gonna, he gets a bonus on that one as well.
Absolutely.
So close.
Nice.
Very good though.
Well, you're able to do all of this without any accidents. You do take out several mailboxes, a couple of bike racks, one person probably didn't get out of your way in time and lost their back bumper.
My cabbages.
That was their fault.
So you do make better time. However, the distance between her private school and the home isn't going to be that significant. She's still going to beat you home. However, instead of just seeing a dried up husk of a body, you're going to see a very live body become completely drained of all liquids and drop to the ground as a husk.
How big is it?
It's... well, for a brief moment you recognized him.
Okay.
Until there was no liquid left in his body, and now it's kind of harder to recognize him.
Fair enough. I recognize the outfit. Is this out front or inside?
This is out front. Essentially, I'm little bit of GM fiat here, so to speak. You have an awning of some sort, some enclosed porch type area.
Okay, yeah. He's barely there, though. Okay.
Well, he may have been standing outside. Standing guard outside.
I'm talking about, what's his face? Codron.
Oh. Yes. And because he is currently doing this, everybody can see him with his blue skin.
Were you saying there's like a part of the house in between us and him?
It's essentially like a indoor porch.
Okay, well, I guess I won't try to run him over with the G-Class if I'm going to have to go through the house to do it.
I imagine that we did not leave the house unarmed considering circumstances.
Yeah, I'm already out of the vehicle before it stops.
Rick's coming out and drawing down and firing immediately.
Okay. First of all, if you're getting out before the car stops, I need a dexterity plus athletics, and as soon as you shoot, I'm gonna need your dexterity plus firearms.
Wouldn't be getting out before the car stopped. I'd let Cecil bring it to a hard stop and basically jump at that moment.
Yeah,
I was
no.
gonna say, Cecil could like bring it up like within feet of the porch, hard stop right out front.
I may be like shooting out of the window before I get out, but it's the second it's a hard stop, I'm firing and shooting. I have the quick draw merit as well.
Yeah,
so.
Nathan was jumping out before the car stopped. That's why I was asking for that. So, I need your shot.
Knowing what I know, I'm gonna aim for the heart again.
Okay.
So that's a -3, right?
Hmm?
I'm gonna risk a willpower. And it will be 6 die on a 9 again.
So with your risking willpower, what two options are you taking?
I'm assuming extra damage.
Some
Yeah.
damage and 9 again.
I'm trying to. Well, I get 9 again because
Asset skill.
firearms is an asset. I don't need willpower for that.
Yeah. If you take 9 again for the risking the willpower, it becomes 8 again. If you're.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
go with
fine,
extra damage. I'm trying to blow this guy's heart out. I'm trying to make him worried that he's almost dead. So I'm gonna take extra damage. I get +1 damage. No. Yeah, I get +1 damage, and then I get +1 for my sight, and then +1. So it's gonna be. I'll do 2. So it'll be 2 on the modifier. 9 again.
So that's 4 damage.
I believe so.
Okay. As your bullet finds its mark center mass, straight where a heart would be, he turns around and gives a very sinister look towards Nathan. Nathan,
Mm-hmm.
I
No.
want your resolve roll.
Okay. Let's reset that. Resolve. Flat resolve, yes. Yes.
No, I need your resolve. What's your resolve?
Oh, 3. I thought it was going to be a roll.
He's trying to mind control again.
Yep. -3. Ooh, this
Watch
one.
him succeed.
Yeah, this is a bad roll, actually. Hold up. Let me make sure I'm doing this right. That moment where you're like, I've used this skill so many times.
I should know this.
Yep, okay. Get that. Okay, -3.
This guy, he can't
Hey.
pull it off, can he?
Hey, he rolled a 1. He rolled a
Well,
1,
it's
man.
not
You see
chance
that?
die, so.
Oh, it's not a chance, dang it.
Yeah. You hear a voice in your head. Blockade them. Once again, you hear the voice, but you don't feel a compulsion, even though your body obviously reacts to an extent.
A little bit, a twitch.
He
Oh, go ahead.
he gives you one last look before he puts his boot into the front door, completely taking it off the hinge.
You get your ass back out here and you take your bullet like a man.
That will definitely work.
I'm following Nathan. Whatever he does, Rick does.
I'm sprinting inside.
Rick's on his 6.
Because I don't know where Chloe is and I don't want to fire blindly.
Cecil?
We've cleared buildings together before.
Cecil's bringing the car to a stop and getting out, and he's gonna go around back, so like over the fence and into the backyard for like towards the back door kind of a thing. Actually, how many? Does this have a second story on this house?
It does, yes.
Okay.
It's not as fancy as you guys might have imagined. It's like a pretty basic townhouse. It was his wife's old house that his daughter likes to live in instead of the big family mansion that he has.
Cecil, instead of going around back, is going to go up top and in through one of the second floor windows.
It's not over 25 feet, so no roll. And I feel like this is a good place to stop the session.
Ooh-wee. Baby girl!
You did say you were going to put
I
a
did.
touchstone at risk.
I did ask for this too.
You did.
Literally.
So, we're gonna start off with, how's Vanessa feeling?
Bad. Oh my god, he needs a hit bad. But yeah, pretty bad.
How's Grog feeling?
pretty
Good.
good. Yeah, I'm having fun. I got to punch a cop. I've always wanted to do that.
Is that an aspiration?
I should have. I did think about putting that down as an aspiration, but
However, you are now in an active hunt with a vampire.
yeah, that's what I wanted.
Isn't that an aspiration?
That is aspiration, yes, but I should have put down the punch a cop.
Fair enough.
Get rewarded for it as well.
How's Rick doing?
Oh man, not great. His home was violated. The sanctity of his safe place. One of the few people he would call a friend's family is at risk. Rick's not a happy man right now. Yeah. I feel like earlier when we got that condition, we picked up Stoic, like might bargain that in for vengeance. Like Rick's not happy. He's getting obsessed very quickly for a very different reason than Vanessa.
How about you, James?
I'm having a freaking blast. I got to shoot a vampire in the heart. And did extra damage.
How you doing, Nora?
Nora's probably worried because she heard Nathan's call, so she's hoping everything's okay, but I'm actually having fun making this costume for Vanessa. Like, we're distracted. Like, that's my thing, is like, I dissociate when I'm overwhelmed, Nora's thing. So I'm like, I need to focus on something that's not this. So yeah, I'm pretty much keeping it together.
And how are you doing?
I'm doing good. This is so much fun. And like, the shit's hitting the fan. And yeah, I'm excited to see where this is gonna go.
How you doing, Cecil?
He is both very worried, probably not to the degree that Nathan and Rick are, but at the same time, he's also feeling really useful. Pretty clearly they would not have made it there at the moment that they did without him breaking some laws with the car, but
Which will come up later.
oh, I'm sure, but we all have lawyers. So he's worried, and he's doubly worried because of everybody in the group. He's the only one who's actually like directly felt the power of this thing, and he felt like a baby kitten getting picked up by the scruff of its neck. Like this. So he's worried for Nathan's daughter, and he's worried for himself, and he's worried for all of them. But we have to try. So he's having a great time.
And how about you, Rook?
I'm the one having the great time. We may have spent a couple of days on research and whatnot, but even that is like surprisingly fun. So yeah, having a great time.
And Nathan.
Oh, Nathan's in a tizzy. He is not overly outwardly panicked. He's very straightforward, to the point, driven at this moment. Inwardly, he is fuming, he is panicked, he is worried that he screwed up somewhere, and he doesn't know where, that, this thing tracked his daughter. So he is going to pursue this thing with, what's the word? I can't think of it, but basically, like, you're going down.
And how are you doing, Poot?
Ooh, I'm having fun. I know I asked for this, so this is good stuff happening.
And the
drama, danger, yes.
And the dice decided to give it to you right then and there.
The dice chose me. They knew what I wanted.
And with that, we will see everybody next week for the conclusion of this hunt, maybe? We'll have to see.
You can't hut them when you're dead.